We welcome to the program one of our favorites, home economist Sue Spicer. Always great tips from you, Sue, but this is a great topic, making your grocery budget stretch and go farther by making smarter choices. Good morning to you. You truly are an expert in this field because you're so organized. So help us with this, Sue.
Okay, I think organization is kind of the key. It's the key.
Yeah.
But let's face it, we have to limit the amount of rules and lists and all of those things that we put into our life, and just if we make it an easier process, we're going to be more successful.
Okay.
Biggest money saving hint I have is reduce waste. We throw out thousands of dollars. At least, you know, there are households where there's hundreds of dollars a year going out, you know, because we're not looking after what we've already got,
right,
and how we're treating it in our homes. So it ends up in the garbage, and that's not right.
Okay. So shop at home first is one of your first tips, and I'm totally guilty of this. I'll go to the grocery store and buy duplicates of things, and then the stuff that I already have has gone bad.
Absolutely. My downfall is salsa.
Right.
You know, I've got so many.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't let me live out here alone on the
Shop
salsa branch.
the cupboards. Shop the pantry first.
Yes.
You have a lot of stuff in there that is the beginning of some great meals. And the other thing is that you haven't used them. Find a way to use them, and that's not a repeat purchase.
Right.
And get that, and that'll help you get that pantry in order. And the other thing about having a pantry or a cupboard in order is that you have some go-tos then, and replace the ones that you use and forget the ones you don't. Like, how old are those dried kidney beans? Yeah.
If you don't use them, don't buy them again.
And the other thing is label it so you know what you've got.
Right.
And when we can see what we have, I feel that that's really important too, that we are able to see what we have, and then it goes out of the fridge. Okay. So dump the yogurt container, or, you know, I think it's just all, we all know too well that you open that up and go, oh my gosh,
I forgot that was in there, and now I can't even tell what it is.
Yeah.
This is your best friend right here?
Love the Sharpie. Love the Sharpie, and label what you have. It's so, that is the one organizational tool that you really need to have. I like to, and, you know, clear containers for storage. Great for in the cupboards, great for in the fridge, obviously the freezer. And when we're talking about the freezer, I just want to go through a few things that people, they don't realize you can freeze them and how easily, instead of going bad.
Herbs.
Herbs. The herbs that you didn't use for the stuffing, put them in the freezer, and one of these can just easily go into a stew, into a soup, flavorful. Freeze. Onions, you can just cut and freeze. You don't have to blanch, just cut and freeze.
Okay.
And then you don't have those moldy onions. Bananas, just keep them in the freezer like that, put them on the counter for a few minutes beforehand, and you've got banana bread and muffins, all kinds of things. Grapes are fabulous. They make a nice little dessert. They're a great snack. They're wonderful, like after school, the kids can be popping them in.
Yep.
Tomatoes. All you do is take this frozen tomato and run it underneath the hot water tap for about 15 seconds. Comes off, the peel or the skin comes completely off.
Yes.
Throw it in the pot for your spaghetti.
Spaghetti, tomato sauce.
Ever.
Ta-da.
Those are not blanched apples. Those are just frozen apples.
Okay.
You just take them, freeze them, and don't forget you can freeze your nuts and seeds. Keep them fresh.
Quinoa grains. That works too.
This one isn't labeled. Label.
Ah.
Then you know what you have there.
Right.
Breadcrumbs, even flour. Because after about 6 months, flour, particularly whole grain flours, can go a little rancid. Put them in the freezer.
Got it. I didn't know you could freeze eggs, Sue.
Eggs. I like them in a muffin tin, and then as they thaw, you know, on the counter for 30 minutes, or just put them in the oven as they are if you have a whole pan.
Right.
And you can, you've got cooked eggs. You can also use them for baking. You can freeze them individually, or you can freeze them as scrambled.
Got it.
Yeah.
Breakfast for dinner, great money-saving tip.
Great money-saving tip. Hits all the hot buttons. Very convenient, nutritious, fortifying.
Yeah.
That's what you want from a meal, well-balanced. And I've just taken all of the bits and pieces that end up in your refrigerator at the end of the week before you go shopping and have breakfast for dinner.
Yes.
And you've got a wonderful way of cleaning out the fridge. And another good way is to just make sure everything is package
Yeah.
in your refrigerator and use it. So we're just going to make soup.
Of course you are,
You
because
see, you
that's
just
what
put
you
in
do.
all of the little
All of those little
bits
things,
and some
the odds and ends.
beans. Lentils, a wonderful source of protein with the beans.
Affordable.
We've got your tomatoes in there, a little broth, and a bit of seasoning. There you go. And a bit of garlic, all there. And
look at that.
stir it up and dinner's ready.
And you're half packed up and ready to go as we wrap up our segment.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Sue.